Hey YouTube, what's up? This is the Reluctant Nobby back again. Alright, I have a couple of videos up about how black lives don't matter to black women, right? And this is stuff that's been going on that black men have been talking about, especially the black men that are in some kind of spirituality, that read scripture, that read the ancient books on how we used to conduct ourselves and how we're trying to get back to conducting ourselves. Okay, for some of us, black men, we are at the King James and haven't gotten as far as further than that. Some of us are way beyond that, using older manuscript. Some people are using other stuff, but basically at the end of the day, we all come to the same conclusion, whether we're using the Septuagint, a Hebrew, an ancient text, the King James, whatever the black men are doing. One, we're reading, and we figured that the way has been lost, but it ain't us. It is us, but it isn't. We're doing some stuff, but we're not the source of everything that's going on. All right. And we are starting to man up, so to speak, and stay away from the source. And yes, that's right. You guessed it. The source is the black woman. Here's the thing. This is why you call it the source. Everything she has been given the fruit, the forbidden fruit, and she has been using it to manipulate the man, like back in the garden. All right, but a lot of us men have wised up and seen them for who they really are. All right, now most black women, they're not going to listen to black men when we are telling them about themselves. Matter of fact, many black women have shut down a lot of videos from black men, and the only way to avoid it is to pay attention to your content and just block them out before they even get there, because they mean evil to black men. They don't want them to succeed in anything. They don't want them to succeed in anything worse than the white man. How bad is it that black women are number one in abortion when you take into account their population to the rest of the women in the United States? Alright, so for the black women that come on here and want to start some mess, okay, they might not want to hear that from me, but they white daddy, this is how they are destroying the Black Lives Matter movement, started by 3 black women and funded by Cyril. Alright? And check out this guy, that guy from 400. I guess that's what it is. Alright, and in my comments section, he brought this to my attention. He has some videos up, and he put the senator's remarks in the videos. He told me to check it out. I went over there, checked it out. So I put the senator's remarks in here because I have a couple of videos putting up the statistics and everything. All right, and people just gloss over it because y'all know I put my information up there. But these sisters might have a hard time glossing over this guy's stuff. Because he's saying it on the floor of the Congress, and he's going to be fact checked if it was wrong, right? So guess what, black women? Here it is from your daddy, the white man, the guy you emulate. This is y'all's wretched behavior from out of his mouth. Now, it doesn't say, let me just say this. When we say black women, we mean that most of y'all. He didn't say 100%. Obviously, babies are being born by black women. All right, but listen to this remarks, and I'll be back with my commentary. All right, so I forgot. This is a reluctant Nobby news and views, and here's my views on the news. Oh, and to my piece, oi to the bang, bonjour mes amis, was los, guten tag, was los, ni hao ma, and kedu.
Your leadership. I'd like to now yield to Sean Duffy. Sean authored legislation earlier this year, late last year, that would have protected states that decided to defund Planned Parenthood. It passed overwhelmingly, and I want to thank him for his leadership as well.
I appreciate the gentleman from New Jersey yielding, and am grateful for his powerful advocacy for the unborn in his whole tenure here in Congress. You have been a true leader and an inspiration for some of us who have come after you. I've been in this institution for 5 years, and over the course of that 5 years, I've heard many of my liberal friends and a lot of friends from the Congressional Black Caucus talk about how there is targeting and unfair treatment of African Americans in the criminal justice system. I've heard them. In financial services, I hear them talk about how big financial corporations target African Americans and minorities. As I turn on my TV, I listen to Black Lives Matter talk about how police and law enforcement are targeting African Americans, minority communities. I hear a lot in this institution from minority leaders about how their communities are targeted. But what I don't hear them talk about is how their communities are targeted in abortion. There are some stunning facts. The African American community is 15% of the country as a whole, but account for 40% of the abortions. 15% of Americans, 40% of the abortions. In New York City, the most recent stat, African American women had more abortions than live births. There is a targeting going on in a lot of spaces, in a lot of places. And it's going on in the abortion industry. And my friends, my liberals, Congressional Black Caucus members, they talk about fighting for the defenseless and the hopeless and the downtrodden. But there is no one more hopeless and voiceless than an unborn baby. But their silence is deafening. I can't hear them. Where are they standing up for their communities, advocating and fighting for them, their right to life? Black Lives Matter. They do. And Indian and Asian, Hispanic and white, all those lives matter. We should fight for all life, including life of the unborn. Listen, we talked about this a lot tonight. In 2 weeks, there's going to be an amazing march that takes place right here at the Capitol. And you are going to see tens of thousands of people come out and support life. Now, you're not going to see the national media cover this. They're going to ignore it. Tens of thousands of people. Just think how powerful that rally is going to be when you have Reverend Al Sharpton standing on the stage talking about how he's going to fight for his community and his unborn babies, and all the Congressional Black Caucus standing behind him going, you know what? We are going to fight for these defenseless and voiceless little babies in our community.
I'll call you right
that are being
back.
targeted. And just think, if our president, who sheds a tear for violence, goes to the West Wing and sheds a tear for the unborn, I can only hope and pray. I yield back.
Thank you very much. You know, Martin Luther King's niece, Alveda King, has had 2 abortions, and she made one of the most passionate comments, speeches I've ever heard, when she said, "How can my uncle's dreams survive if we murder the children?" And she is now pro-life, and she says the other co-victim in every abortion, besides the baby, is the mom, and she is a victim herself. So,
all right, so here we go. Let me point out some things. Black people are 15% of the population. Okay? Black women are about black people are 15% of the population. Black women are about 9% of the population, making black men about 6% of the population in the United States. Okay, y'all understand that? So about 8 or 9% of the females in the United States are responsible for 40% of the abortions in the United States. Y'all understand the gravity of that? 8 to 9%. Let's make it higher, 10%. Still ridiculous. So 8 to 10% of the female population in the United States is responsible for 40% of the abortions. They're responsible for 40% of the abortion. That means the other 92% of women are responsible for 60%. That's like the weed thing. Black women constitute 8 or 9% of the population, but they're responsible for 70% of the weed purchases. Everything that is ratchet and evil, black women seem to be doing the most. In New York, he pointed out, understand this, they had more abortions than they had live births. It ain't the police killing us, it's black women. They killing our dreams, they killing everything. Remember my last story on Pinky? This is a woman that's involved in the porn industry and other black women like her. Wonder how many abortions that they had. The women at the beginning, wonder how many abortions they had. I wonder, how many abortions did they have in that group? How many, the black dolls, how many abortions are they going to have? You see all these dance shows on TV with this lady with the gap. I mean, having these girls dance like hoes and hoochies. And they made a whole TV show about it. Oh, she got to go and show her stuff. All a bunch of single hair-headed females got their girls dancing, throwing their hair around that ain't theirs. It's somebody else's DNA. Right? And how many abortions are they going to have? How many thugs they going to get screwed by? Black Lives Matter? Not to black women. It ain't the police killing most of us. Here are my final thoughts. Back in the day, men were able to march is because men existed, both physically and mentally. We had numbers. Black women have eviscerated our numbers through all these abortions. Not only that, they have eviscerated the mentality of men by destroying that mentality, that man mentality, while these children were boys. Black women are the ones responsible for killing us off in ways that we can't even fathom. They're killing the spirit. They're killing the mind. They're killing the work ethic. And they're killing us physically. And I would say that with that said, I'm out. But for those of you that tuned in this far, all right, I got this thing going on. And here we go. All right, I'm going to do a little contest, right? I got a hold to some Invicta watches, and this is going to be my first contest, and all my contests are going to be for my subscribers, right? And this one is going to be, and this is an award for my views and stuff for those of you that subscribe to my channel and give me support and point out ideas and stuff like that. All right, so this is going to be my first contest, and it's going to be about content on my channel. I'm gonna put the video up Saturday. And so everybody that has everybody that is subscribed on my channel by 11:59 and 59 seconds Friday night will be able to participate. Ain't no money or anything like this. This is a giveaway to the first person that can answer some questions. If there's a tie, there will be a type of tiebreaker, right? And so basically, this is a dive watch. It's water resistant all the way up to 990 feet. So it is a scuba dive watch, and it's a fashionable dive watch, right? With the rotating bezel and everything. And so basically, I am going to start this contest on. I'm gonna start this contest for all my subscribers, everybody that subscribed from by 11:59 and 59 seconds. All right, and again, I would like to thank the gentleman. Go to his page. He has some good content up there, and he had the videos in his description box. So go to his page, give him a shout out. All right, and this is the Reluctant Navi shouting out to him. All right, so basically, this is going to be a 52 millimeter Pro Diver Sea Diver with a silicone strap. And is water resistant up to 900 and I don't know why I'm playing with the other one. Is water resistant up to 990 feet. So I hope y'all can get a good idea of what it looks like from the gold one. All right, so it's brand new, never opened, and it'll come with I guess the Invicta warranty. And so when you get it, make sure you register it. Okay, so it'll come with a little yellow slip, an Invicta warranty. But make sure when you get the watch, I found out the hard way, you got to register these things when you get them. Make sure you register it when you get it, whoever wins. All right, with that said, I'm out. This is the Reluctant Navi, and thanks. Dang, dude, I forgot your name, but it's at the beginning. All right, so go check out his channel. All right, with that said, I'm out.